everyone knows that having high levels of testosterone, well, at least for a guy, is really good for us. High testosterone helps you build muscle, lose fat, helping you stay lean, and of course promotes your bone mineral density and strength. And having high test doesn't just improve the physical, but also the mind. It enhances your libido, so your sex drive, gives you more energy, reduced anxiety, and an enhanced mood. Sometimes, no matter what we do, our bodies and our mind fall back to their state, whether we're tired, energetic, due to the hormones and chemicals that are circulating our body at that specific moment. Why is someone depressed? Well, obviously, there are many reasons. But one thing for certain, a depressed person has higher cortisol levels, which is the stress hormone, and lower serotonin levels, which is the happy hormone. The point is, have you ever heard this saying? We don't rise to the occasion, but instead fall back to our level of training. Well, it works exactly in this scenario. But instead of falling back to our level of training, our bodies, our minds, and just ourselves as people, we're going to fall back to the state of minds that we're in, to our body, due to the chemicals and hormones that are present at that moment. For example, someone who is energetic will be able to go to the gym. To be energetic, you need to have the specific hormones, maybe dopamine for motivation, serotonin, happiness, to be able to have that energy to go to the gym. Without those hormones, you're not going to be able to do the action that you want. But also on the other side, if you inhibit the negative hormones, you'll be able to avoid the negative activities. Just for this sole reason, we have to maximize the production of beneficial hormones while simultaneously minimizing the production of negative hormones. And of course, everything starts with the title of this video, testosterone. Let's get into the tips. Number one, optimize nutrition. You need a balanced diet full of all three of the macronutrients: protein, fat, and carbs. Some people say don't eat carbs, but that is actually not true. But of course, out of the three, protein, fat, and carbs, you need to maximize the protein since that is linked to high testosterone. For healthy fats, go for avocado, olive oil, or nuts. For protein, go for lean and fatty types of meats, but not processed meats, fish, and of course, eggs. For carbs, go for complex carbohydrates. For example, sweet potato, quinoa, oats, and even brown and red rice. If you focus on balancing the three macronutrients while eating good foods for each of those macronutrients, you're 100% going to support your test production. I have a video talking about the 6 superfoods that everyone must eat. It's linked in the description if you're interested. Number 2, exercise regularly. Under cardio, it is better to hit. This is short bursts of exercise followed by rest periods. Why hit training? Well, hit training allows you to keep yourself fit without risk of excessive cardio, because excessive cardio may lower your test levels if overdone. For strength training, you must evenly train each part of your body. I'm sorry guys, no bro split. We need to do every single body part for a well-balanced, functional body. One thing that I would say is prioritize compound exercises such as deadlifts, squats, bench press, pull-ups, rows, and that kind of stuff, since they are especially effective. Number 3, prioritize sleep. Aim for 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Surprisingly, 7 hours of sleep is linked with longevity to a greater extent than 8 hours. In other words, people who live longer actually sleep 7 hours rather than 8. So 7 hours is already sufficient amount. Under this point, maintain a consistent sleep schedule and avoid any screen time 1 hour before bed. And please don't neglect this point, because sleep is so crucial, since it is when we're having our deep sleep that we peak our testosterone production. So those are the 3 pillars of health that can also contribute to increasing our testosterone: sleep, nutrition, and exercise. Everyone knows that these 3 cornerstones of health make up just like I said, health, and that it is so important for us. But what happens if we want to boost testosterone looking at specific advanced strategies? Let's get into these advanced strategies. Number four, avoid toxins and endorsing disruptors. You want to minimize exposure to chemicals found in plastics, personal care products, cooking ware, and way more. How can you do this? The best way to overcome these toxins is by using an all natural strategy. What do I mean by this? Well, let me just give you a few examples. Stainless steel for cookware, cotton or bamboo products for clothes, glass containers to hold food instead of plastic containers, and of course, all natural grooming products without any of those chemicals. Just a little subheading under this topic: don't smoke or drink, since it both directly and indirectly affects your testosterone levels. What do I mean by indirect and direct? Well, let me give you an example. The direct form is pretty obvious. Alcohol is a toxin. We consume it is bad for our health, right? But if we look further, indirectly, we can see that alcohol disrupts sleep. And not only does it disrupt sleep, but when you drink it, it causes you to have a beer belly. And that beer belly is actually visceral fat. What is visceral fat? This is fat in between your intestines, and this is really bad fat. And both this visceral fats and sleep disruptions can lower your testosterone. Number five, stay hydrated. I know you guys already have heard this, but I need to say it again. It is actually surprising since this is the one thing that everyone knows. Drink 2 liters of water. But how many people do you think actually reach that goal? We really don't look and track how much water we drink, and most of us get under those 2 liters. And guys, hydration isn't just important for testosterone production. That is the least of our worries. It is important for our general health. Dehydration can impair physical performance and hormone production. Like I said, people say that we need to go for 2 liters. Most of us don't reach it. I reckon we need to go for 3 liters. If we track how much water we drink, we can do this by buying one of those 500 ml bottles and then just drink that throughout your day, just out of that, and you'll be able to track how much you're drinking. If you're aiming for 3 liters, that means you need to drink 6 of those per day. If you leave it on your desk, at your house, just somewhere where it's visible, where you can see, you're gonna naturally just take sips. Why 3 liters instead of two? If you exercise a lot, you need to drink more, and think of 3 liters as a failsafe. And remember, guys, don't drink your water out of a plastic bottle. Look at buying a water bottle that is stainless steel and drinking just out of a normal glass. Number six, get sunlight in your eyes. Just half an hour of sunlight per day for 7 days can cause a lot of problems. Just read this. Whereas sunlight exposure can increase testosterone levels by up to 200%. All I'm going to say is get as much sunlight as possible. I'm not going to say how much sunlight we should get, because if you don't say anything, then we're more likely to get more than we need. Under nutrition, I left out vitamin D, which is crucial for testosterone production. Why? I wanted to connect vitamin D with the sun. Most of you guys know, if not all of you guys know, that the sun, when it hits your skin, gives you vitamin D. So if vitamin D plays a significant role in testosterone production, how can we maximize this benefits? For optimal vitamin D synthesis, don't use sunscreen for the initial 10 to 20 minutes of when exposed in sunlight. So if you're at the beach, wait just 15 minutes before applying sunscreen. While sunscreen is essential for long-term protection, this short burst without any sunscreen is optimal for that vitamin D synthesis. If you can't get any sunlight and you're in a place that just doesn't get any, or you're in a stage of the year that doesn't get any sun, for example, where I am, then consider taking vitamin D pills. We have finally gotten to the end of the video. If you focus on the 6 points listed, which really, to be honest, you're probably already focusing on all of them, except maybe number four, you are 100% going to naturally boost your testosterone, perhaps even get to our genetic peak, and of course, reap not just the physical benefits, but the mental, emotional, sexual, and spiritual benefits that come with high testosterone. Thank you so much for listening.